Hello.
Hello, מה נשמע? How are you?
בסדר, מה שלומך?
בסדר, בסדר גמור.
מצטער על הבעיה במשפחה.
זה משפחה רחוקה, תודה קודם כל. It's someone not very close,
Not
but
close.
very, close in heart.
That's the important one.
Exactly, yeah. It's the mother of my ex-sister-in-law. I mean, my brother, okay? So and I know that I had such a great relationship with her parents, both of her parents.
Mm-hmm.
We love them. And I still I'm in contact with my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law.
Okay. And what does your brother say about that?
Yeah. He doesn't. I'm not sure he likes it, but you did your thing. I mean, it's it's a free country.
Yes. Yeah. It's just. I mean, you don't even have to call her a relative. She's just someone in your life.
My friend. Yeah, exactly. So she's a good friend of mine. Yeah, but yeah. My brother will have to deal with it.
Yes.
It's okay.
He's a big boy.
בדיוק. Exactly.
Sometimes
there are tension between the sisters-in-laws and all that, but not sometimes no.
Usually the problem is the mother-in-law.
Yes, yeah. No, she was just really. Oy, Jean, סליחה רגע, Jean is writing to me.
Mm-hmm. And the rabbi did not give you the hosts?
I don't hear anything.
אוי, שכחתי לגמרי. I totally forgot this. רגע.
But I should be hearing it in my ears. But
I'm hearing you, Adina.
רק שנייה, אני רק...
Well, you need to...
It's not, wait, did we switch the sound to the computer instead of?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. You can check.
Oh, wait, what's this?
I mean, not that I know of.
Where's that?
Daddy, I'm very confused about which towel went to what.
2000.
I just took stuff out of the dryer.
Wait a
The
second.
mom's towel was in here. But the white towel that was way too wet to be your towel.
Wait a second. I have to.
2000.
I'm gonna.
היי, בסדר, מה נשמע? שכחתי להגיד לך ב7:20, וגרשום הזכיר לי, כן.
בדיוק פתחתי את הזום תוך כדי שלחתי הודעה, אמרתי, זה היה... קודם כל יש לך... אני גם רוצה שתהיה ההוסט. Yep, should be working by now.
בסדר, אני יכולה להסתכל. שרון, שלום. יופי. איך אני רואה לפי... כן, אני co-host, ואתה host. בסדר גמור.
I don't know how to fix this because I'm not hearing anything.
You don't know how to fix what?
הנה, עכשיו כן.
You are the host now, כן.
Sound, because it's not.
Rain.
Well, why don't you just make it out loud?
בסדר.
It is out loud.
יאללה. לילה טוב, ביי ביי.
Can't be that out loud.
I did not read the TV is not muted. But I also need to adjust the TV is not
שלום
muted.
רבקה, שלום שרון, שלום אדינה, שלום יופי, עמנואל.
שלום, ערב טוב.
היום, איזה כיף. Ginny is going to join us also in a few minutes. מה שלומכם? רבקה, מה נשמע?
בסדר, בסדר גמור.
איך היה פורים?
לחזור.
למה התחפשת?
דילגתי על פורים הפעם. היום דווקא היה לה אירוע נחמד מאוד. אני מחוברת לקבוצת קריאה של ספרים, כן? כזה שקוראים ספר ואחר כך דנים בו, מעגל ספרותי.
כן, כן.
כן, היה לי בוקר נחמד עם הספר שקראתי, ורשמתי דברים, השתתפנו, כמו שאני איתכם משתתפת, זה עושה טוב.
נחמד, נחמד.
כן, כן, פעם בחודש ככה.
כן. שרון, how are you?
Hi, בסדר.
בסדר?
Where are you? I love your location.
Oh, I'm at home.
No, come
no.
on. What's the background? It's nice.
This is a lake region, lake zone in the north of Britain. We've been there to a tour in September.
Lake District?
Lake District, yeah, Lake District.
Lake District, which lake is that? Derwentwater?
The biggest is Windermere.
Windermere. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it was a wonderful tour. We did a...
Sounds like something out of Harry Potter.
Hi, shalom, Judy and John. Shalom, Emmanuel.
I'm gonna
How
get
are
my
you
glasses.
all?
Hold on. Good.
John, where is the
eye patch?
The eye patch.
I said we should have found a little parrot to put on his shoulder.
בדיוק.
So I can't participate in class while I've got a dagger between my teeth.
כן.
לפני שבוע זה היה רלטיב מאוד קרוב או משהו ככה?
It wasn't a very close relative, but it was a woman that I really loved, and she loved me, I think. I just told the Gershom, she was the mother of my ex-sister-in-law. So it sounds very, very far.
Okay.
My sister-in-law, my brother and her were divorced, but we are still very good friends. And so both her parents, I really love them very much.
בצרפתית יש ביטוי שאומר cousin par alliance, cousin with alliance, not genetic but alliance.
נכון.
מקרובים מסביב, מעגל שני כזה שלישי, אבל לא גנטי.
כן.
Oh, or I didn't finish telling you my solution to the mother-in-law problem.
כן. Okay.
First, you meet the mother-in-law, then you meet the daughter. Works very well. I knew Bobby's mother before I knew Bobby.
like a shidduch, no?
Well, that's what it turns out. Yes, she arranged. We didn't realize.
In a shidduch, the bride that we meet is the later.
Yeah.
The later.
That's the way it happens.
Everyone know what will be going, but the meeting is later.
Yes, I was in school with her mother, and so after a while, yes, it's a long story.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story. We like stories.
Of course, about relatives, I wrote in my book El Kasho, in the end of the book, there's written about cousins from the second degree, from the third and fourth degree. They sometimes laugh about this because they think it's not true that it's important for them because of the second and third degree.
But it turns out that they're different colors.
So you know your cousins from first, second, third, and fourth degree? Wow.
I know because I have not much relative. I have a cousin from the first degree. I have now only one. I had two, and one who died at Yom Kippur at 1918. No, not 5 years ago.
Okay.
So I only have, without him, cousins from the second degree.
I see. Okay. So I think we can start. יוסי, אתה שם מצלמה? היי. אז ערב טוב, שלום לכולם. So today we are doing number 22, Numbers chapter 22. But before I will share this, I just want to show you something interesting that I noticed in Megillat Esther. We just read it. And I want to show you something. Okay, so what is special about Megillat Esther is about the story itself. Just a moment, I am trying to arrange to see you all and the screen and everything. Okay. So what is, I'm sure you have noticed that from one hand, Achashverosh is always drunk, right? He's a drunk king, right? And half a year, mishte yain and all that. But we also have many, and you would think that he is, because he's always drunk and always does festivals, we would think that it's a big mess there in Paras, but it's not. And how do we know? First of all, he the king of so many 127 or something. Yeah, so it's not maybe it's not exactly countries like today, but many.
Could you please ask people to mute themselves? There's too much background noise.
Yes, you're right, and תודה על התזכורת, שרון. Okay, so everyone, רבקה, אני עושה לך מיוט, סליחה. So, and you remember in the story of the Megillah that there is a few occasions that he sends messages to all his kingdom, right? And we say כל עם ככתבו ולשונו, ארץ ככתבה ולשונה, נכון? You remember that? So they had to have a very good logistic, איך אומרים מנגנון? שכחתי. A very good mechanism, תודה, 100%, exactly. Mechanism, very organized, and many translators, because all of the languages, it's very, actually, it's a huge thing to establish and to manage. Now, the word, the root katav, okay, to write in Kaf Taf Bet, in Megillat Esther, and the word sefer, okay, a book, are mentioned in the Megillah, and it is not a long story. Okay, it's one of the shortest story in books in the Bible. They are mentioned many times, and this can show us the importance of this mechanism. That it was very much inside the way of living. Shalom, Ginny. We are talking a little bit about something in Megillat Esther. Now, about שרון, את יכולה לעזור לי, תדירות, כמה פעמים, frequency.
Frequency.
תודה. The frequency of the words כתב, of the roots, כתב and ספר, okay? Right, to write and books. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Now, before that, this root is very common in Kings, because every time, every kingdom that comes to an end, it is written in the book of Kings, okay? And in Chronicle, of course, right? Because this is the book of Chronicle, also in Deuteronomy and Shemot and Exodus. But look at something interesting. So this is you see this, right? The figure here. Okay, so this is the frequent, the number of times. The number of times that the word, the root katav is mentioned in every book, okay? Every book of the Bible. Here are the book, here's the Genesis. As for example, Divrei Hayamim, Chronicles, we have 32, and the most common is in Kings, 46. But look, in Esther it's 18. It's not so low, okay, in Esther. Now, if I arrange this figure from the highest to the low, the exact figure, Esther is in a very good place. Okay, we have Kings and then Chronicles and then Deuteronomy, which is also very strong in this idea, and Jeremiah, who we know that he was a Navi Hachtav. We had a Sofer, he had an author, Baruch ben Neriah, that wrote his speeches, okay? And then Esther, okay? Before all other books. Now, if I take and if we calculate the percentage of this root in the books, look what we get. The percentage, according, I mean, in comparison to all other words in this book, okay? So Esther is in first place here, much higher than any other book. You understand what I'm not sure so I think it's a very impressive thing to see that it means that the root katav is very dominant in this book. And again, I did the same exercise with the word sefer, a book, okay? And again, in Melachim, in Kings, we have many, and Esther is here, okay, 11 times. But if I put it in percentage, Esther is number 1. Okay. So just to show you the importance of this.
זה מדהים, אורה, זה מדהים.
I also think that I was. If you now read the Megillah again, but notice this, you will see that all the time he says something. Achashverosh says something, and everyone and his messengers go and write it and then send it and okay. So I just wanted to show you.
Fantastic. זה לא היה עולה על דעתי.
Okay, thank you. Again.
Fantastic, ממש.
Okay.
Another word that appears in Megillat Esther more than any other book is the word eunuchs.
The word what?
Eunuch. Sarisim, Sarisim.
Sarisim?
Sarisim, yeah.
Sarisim, yes, it's a very... נכון, actually, yes.
אורה, ומה עם ספר? אמרת 2 מילים. You said...
Sarisim was also by Yosef, 100 years ago.
רגע, Emmanuel, I didn't understand. What? Can you repeat it?
Sarisim is also mentioned by Yosef in Egypt 100 years ago.
Yes, but
Yes, Sarisim is also in the stories
and
of
the word book, Ora, you said
yeah, I showed it. It's the same. It's the same phenomenon. If you put the word Sefer and you calculate the percentage,
yes.
Esther is number 1.
Wow. How?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's very interesting.
You have to think about it.
The Paras kingdom in the Ahasuerus days was the biggest kingdom that we know about.
It was an empire, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no another kingdom that mentioned such big like this.
Yes, yes. Mehodu ve'ad Kush. You know, when I think 2 or 3 years ago, we studied the Megillah in our course, and I didn't bring it here, but I looked at in Google Universe, okay? And now if you look in about the size of the map from Hodu ve'ad Kush. Kush, it's Ethiopia. Kush, it's Sudan, Ethiopia, okay? It's no, not Ethiopia, Sudan. Sorry, it's Sudan. So it's all, it's like all United States, something like that. So he was that big. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Mashu.
Yeah, but also interesting is what's the meaning? If those words are so used so often, it means they're very, very important in the Megillat Esther. Why are they there? What is the significance of those words?
So maybe you weren't here in the first minute.
I'm so sorry.
Is that although Achashverosh is in the Megillah is a very drunk king and we think he always is thinking about his festivals and wine and all that, right? And women, okay? But actually, he had to have a very good and organized mechanism to manage all this huge empire. And this mechanism was based upon a good literature, a good scribe, a good scripture, a good scripture mechanism. I mean, he had to write, and then they were translators to translate the messages and to deliver them, and people could they had to have people that could read also all over the places. So it's very I think it's very impressive, this mechanism.
איך היינו מגיעים למידע הזה אם לא היינו איתך אורה? בחיים לא הייתי חושבת לחפש כזה דבר.
I'm very interested.
תגידי להם, קחי לך את הקומפלימנט, תמסרי להם.
תודה רבה. I'm very interested in the scripture, in the knowing how to write and read in the ancient times. So I always look for it, this kind of things. So every time I see these roots, I try to see what does it mean. Okay, let's go to our chapter today, Numbers chapter 22.
וייסעו בני ישראל, ויחנו בארצות מואב.
רגע, זה לא וייסעו ויחנו, אבל זה. And I'm sure Adina knows already what is about. It's right. We have the Bil'am story.
אני אשמח אם תתני לי להתמודד הפעם עם משהו באנגלית גם כן.
באנגלית. Okay, so Rivka, can you read these four verses? Okay.
Well, 1, 2.
1 and 2.
And the children, okay. And the children of Israel journeyed and pitched in the plains of Moab behind the Jordan at Jericho. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was so afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was overcome with dread because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elder of Midian, now will this multitude like up all that is round about us, as the ox lick that up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of Moab at that time.
Thank you very much.
That's because the word is lick. Lick with your tongue. It's like a lick a lollipop.
זה דומה לעברית, רבקה, ללקט. ללחת.
לא הבנתי.
The word lick.
Like you lick like a popsicle or a
ice cream.
lollipop.
Okay.
Lick with your tongue, like a cat drinks.
Okay.
ילחכו, melted.
Okay, so first of all, let's see in quick view again the map, because we like maps. So רגע. First verse number 1. So they came to Arvot Moab, okay, the plains of Moab. מעבר לירדן יריחו. Where is Jericho? In the north of the Dead Sea.
עבר הירדן.
Yes, but but in a specific point in עבר הירדן, okay? Here, Jericho is about here. Jericho is about here in the north of Yam HaMelech, in the Dead Sea. And if this is the Jordan River, so in this side, and they were about here, okay? And they conquered, if you remember from last chapter, they conquered all Mamlechet Sichon, Aimori, which is Sichon, okay, Aimori, and Gilad, Og Melech HaBashan.
Yeah.
Okay, all this place. They came from here, from down, and went around Edom, around Moab, and here they didn't get into Ammon because it was a very strong border. This is all it says this is all written in the last chapter. And they conquered here and they stayed here. בסדר? So.
Okay.
Okay. רק רגע. Now, Balak is the king of Moab, right? It's not okay, Balak is the king of Moab, and he is afraid, right? He's afraid because of the strength of Israel. And now look at number 4. Moab said unto elders of Midian. Midian is much more in the south. Okay, Midian is, just a minute, maybe I don't remember if I have it. Well, believe me, Midian is in the south.
Is it not the same Midian like the Midian of Moses?
Oh, no, yes. It is the same Midian.
How?
Yes, but what, so when I read it, I thought to myself, what is doing, what the elders of Midian are doing in Moab? But according to what I read about it, what is not written here is that Balak sent messengers to Midian to ask them to help him about it. Now, another thing that we have to think about.
They were enemies, Moab
נכון.
and Midian. Rashi said that only because they had Israel was the enemy of twice them, and because of it they began to be friends.
Exactly. This is what I was going to say. And thank you, Emmanuel. Midian and Moab were always enemies. But because it's exactly like what Emmanuel said, because now they have a common enemy, a big enemy, so they became allies, not friends but allies. Okay, and we have also look at in Genesis 36. Adina, can you read this?
And Husham died, and Hadad, the son of Bedad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Avit.
Avit. I didn't bring here all the story. I just wanted to show you that Midian and Moab were enemies and they were fighting all the time. Okay, so any other comments about this?
Or in Hebrew, there is a pidgam that say, האויב של אויבי הוא ידידי.
נכון, נכון. עכשיו תתרגם לאנגלית.
The enemy of my enemy, my friend.
נכון, אוקיי. Okay, as Adina, can you continue here, 5 and 6?
Okay. And he sent messengers unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Petor, which is by the river, to the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I know that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed.
Thank you. So he sends to call Bilam, and just a moment, we don't know if what Midian said here in number 4, after number 4, but let's continue reading and we will understand this. Now, where is Ptorah? Ptor. In Hebrew, it's Ptorah. It means El Ptor. Where is Ptor? Asher, which is by the river to the land of the children of his people. Okay, so Ptor is somewhere around here. Ptor. Now, you can see we are talking about this region, okay? Nachon? Moab and and Israel and Edom and Midian. All this is actually Jordani of today, right? And he said, it is not written here, but Ptor is somewhere here, south of Carchemish. So it's very far away, very far away. And what I found about that the exact location of the city of Ptor is not sure. Somewhere near the river of Prat. Okay, this is why it says Al Nahar. How it says it? Al Nahar, which is by the river. It's the river Prat. Okay, which is in the north of. Maybe on the border of Turkey and Syria.
Bavel.
כן, זה בבל, זה אשור כרגע, אבל what I wanted to show you that it is very far, okay? Let's maybe we'll talk about it in a minute. Okay, and Adina, another okay, another verse 7.
And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam and spoke unto him the words of Balak.
Okay, thank you. So here we have a delegation of both the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian, right? Up to the north. So one question, and I really, it's an open question. I don't know the answer. We can try to figure it out together. Why did Balak send to call for Bilam? I mean, weren't any magician? I think there are many also magicians everywhere in these days, right? So why he has to call for Bilam?
Because he was
very far away.
He was afraid of Israel, and so he wanted to destroy Israel.
Yes, but why to call you are sitting here, and to call someone who is located here, and you know, it's to go with donkeys, and I mean it can be months. This journey back and forth, maybe not months but weeks.
Okay.
It sounds like he had quite a reputation.
Yes, yes.
Famous blesser or curser, so that because it says, you know, people you bless are blessed, and people you curse are cursed. So he must have had a far-reaching reputation.
Yeah, it's like when you when you want a specialist in a certain field of medicine, you go and there is one in the somewhere in the world, you go to him. Yes, maybe.
It says that Balaam was not a magician, but he was a person who was able to predict the future, not a sorcerer who can change things, but just somebody who can predict.
Ah, okay.
So he had a special skill that was appreciated.
Yeah.
And known.
Yeah.
Also, in the translation that we have, it says he went back to the land of his kinfolk. So it might be that maybe he didn't know, Balak didn't know Bilam personally, but it was from the place where he grew up and where he knew culture and he knew everyone. So
where Balak grew up.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, maybe. Yes.
This question was, or the question was why he sent shlichim
to such a long way.
Perhaps he wanted to stop them, לעכב אותם, לעכב את ישראל. Don't give them go. Stay here. תרקבו פה. לעכב אותם פשוט בדרך, אסטרטגיה כזאת. To stop them.
But what we
להרוויח זמן.
Okay, but what we were trying to understand is why wouldn't Balak take a magician from his own people and go somewhere far in the north to
he wanted
Bilam was famous. Maybe Bilam was famous from all the famous men from all the people, and because of this he took him.
Yeah. Okay, maybe he was the best around, that was really known the best, and Balak was really afraid. So he
wanted to ask the Kosem. He wanted legitimation of a Kosem, of a Kosem.
Of a good magician. Or not magician, as Sharon said. It wasn't magician, but
the messengers he sends are themselves magicians.
Exactly.
Presumably it's like you go to your family doctor and he gives you a hafnaya lemumche.
Exactly. A very good metaphor.
Okay.
Yeah, and okay. Okay, let's continue reading. And if you have something interesting in your commentaries, so please say. Ginny, can you read 8 to 13?
Okay. And he said to them, lodge here this night, and I will bring you back word, as the Lord may speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And God came to Balaam and said, what men are these with thee? And Balaam said to God, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent unto me. Behold, the people that has come out of Egypt, it covereth the face of the earth. Now, come, curse me them. Peradventure I should, peradventure I shall be able to fight against them and shall drive them out. And God said unto Balaam, thou shalt not go with them, thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the prince of Balak, get thee into your land, for the Lord refuses to give me leave to go with you.
Okay, thank you. So this is the first delegation, maybe we can say, to Bilam, because there will be two.
But Bilam,
okay,
pone to our Lord, to Adonai, to Elohim.
Yes. So first of all,
זה מוזר מאוד.
First of all,
אלוהים, זה...
wait.
It's not written that Bilam go ask God. It's Vayavo Elohim el Bilam. God came to Bilam and asked who is the people that God didn't know who comes to him.
Adonai.
Exactly. It's God that came to Bilam and not the other way around. Okay, Vayavo Elohim. So God has was the first to come. רגע, אני רק רוצה, just a minute, I just want to see some, Okay, now look at what God says to Bilam and what Bilam says to the messengers. Okay, compare this. And we have also some other things to compare, but let's start with this.
Which verse, please?
8. רגע. לא. What God says to Bilam, it's 12. Right? What Bilam says to the delegation?
He asked him, who are the people with you?
Well, this is 9. It's a bit funny because of course that God knows who are the people, but he asks, okay. But look what in 11, in verse 11, Bilam says tells to God what the delegation told him, right? What Balak wants him to do. This is in 11. And again, if we compare the exact words in the words of Balak, it's not exactly, but let's leave it now. Now in verse 12, we have the word of the reaction of God. God, what he says.
Don't go with them.
לא תלך עמהם, בדיוק.
Don't
and
go
then,
with them.
but again, what also he says?
You shall not.
He's blessed. My people is blessed.
But before that, לא תאור את העם.
כן.
Okay?
Right, yeah,
You must not curse.
So he says, 1, don't go. 2,
Curse the people.
You will not curse these people, נכון?
כן, the people.
And זהו, because of they are blessed. Okay, he says 2 things. God. Now, what Bilam says to delegation in 13?
Okay, God don't let me go with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it does not say exactly what God said. He says God didn't let me go with you. Say why? It doesn't say, okay, you ask me to curse these people, but God forbids me to curse these people.
Yeah.
It doesn't say. Okay, he only say it's like a chetzi.
He said the conclusion. He said the conclusion.
He says what was convenient for him. Okay, so remember this. Gershom, can you read? רגע, אני אגיד לך מה. 14 to 19. רק אתה במיוט.
Thank you. The Moabite dignitaries left, and they came to Balak and said, Balaam refused to come with us. Then Balak sent other dignitaries, more numerous and distinguished than the first. They came to Balaam and said to him, Thus says Balak, son of Zippor, please do not refuse to come to me. I will reward you richly, and I will do anything you ask of me. Only come and damn this people for me. Balaam replied to Balak's officials, though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not do anything, big or little, contrary to the command of the Lord my God. So you too stay here overnight and let me find out what else the Lord may say to me.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so this is the second delegation.
And the contradiction between 8 and 20.
Contradiction? Where do you see
contradiction? יש פה פעם אחת, one time in 8 he told him, don't go with them because my people is blessed. ופה הוא אומר לו, go with them.
רגע, עוד לא.
אני רואה את זה.
We will read it in a minute, but so it's only a second delegation, more respectful, maybe more respected, more I don't know.
Distinguished.
Ma?
More distinguished.
More distinguished, yes. And Bilam says, still, if you will give me all money and all that, I couldn't. לעבור את פי אדוני אלוהי לעשות קנה. He doesn't say exactly what specific what God told him specifically, but he says I couldn't go beyond the word of the Lord. Okay, but still, now, do you think Bilam wants to go? According to what he says here.
No, definitely not.
No, he doesn't want. No, he himself. We know that God forbids him, but do you think he wants to go?
I'm sure that he wants to go.
So he wants to go.
Yes.
Because he got a lot of money and honor, and so this is.
I think he wants to go. Exactly. No, yeah, he wants to go, and Ma. John,
he's not going to go unless he gets permission.
Rega, John, and then Adina, and then, okay.
If you look at a parallel between this and when Abraham is trying to get the cave at Machpelah, it's Ephron comes and says, what is this between us, this little trifle, which was a lot of money. It's the same thing here. Even if you give me your house full of gold and silver, he's kind of negotiating a price.
Nice. Okay. But still, he says, I couldn't, I have a big boss that says to me, I have to follow his word. Adina, what would you wanted to
That's
say?
what I was gonna say, whether he wants to go or not, he doesn't feel like he can go if God tells him not to, because he's gonna be in big trouble if God says don't go and he goes
Yes.
anyway.
Yes.
So he's gonna wait until he gets permission to go. And
Yes.
whether he wants to or not, I mean, he certainly doesn't want to get in trouble with God.
נכון.
And how come that Bilam asked Adonai, not God, anyone,
Exactly.
anyone is God, but
Well-
here we have Yud He Vav He,
Yeah.
the proper name of our God,
Yeah.
Israel God. How come? If he asked Adonai,
Maybe
You know-
as a professional in in magician and prophets and all that, maybe he knew that if this God says to him anything, he has to obey. Maybe he understood that as Adina said, he doesn't want to get in trouble with this God. Maybe he understood this.
But
Oh,
the
it's
reverse question also, I mean, God, Adonai does not talk to that many people. Why is he talking to Balaam?
Yes.
yes. Oh, and another view is God also know Balaam abilities. He believes in his blessing and
He accept his, yeah.
Yeah.
He's,
I don't know if he accept
can.
the blessing of or הקללות, or it's called
The
קללות.
curses of blessing, yeah.
It's God. It's become true.
Yeah. So Bilam is famous on the earth, in the sky.
This guy, yeah.
Famous everywhere. Okay. I thought when I read 19, I thought that he really wants to go, but because he tells them, he doesn't say, okay, go away, go like in the first place. He doesn't say this, go to your place. He says, okay, let's hear again what God says, and maybe he will change his mind, so I will come. It's not that I don't want to go. It's only if God says it's okay to come, I will come. Okay, so when I read 19, I thought that he really wants this journey. This okay, let's continue. Judy, do you want 22? Also something in Genesis and until רגע. זה הרבה. Just a moment. So 20 until 30. Okay, let's read this all.
20.
Yes.
And God came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, if the men are come to call thee, rise up, go with them. But only the word which I speak unto thee, that shalt thou do. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab.
Okay, so just a small הפסקה. Look at, when I read this, ויקום בלעם בבוקר ויחבוש את אתונו, what does it remind us? Can you read this in Genesis 20?
Rose up in the morning.
And Abraham rose early in the morning and saddled his ass and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and he cleaved the wood for the burnt offering and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him.
Okay, thank you. It's almost the same wording. Vayakom, vayashkem, and vayachbosh.
About Avraham, it say, I think in Rashi, that is wake up in the morning to quicken to make the God איך אומרים שליחות, את השליחות של האלוהים. And here Balaam wake up early in the morning for the money that he gets from
Yes, and Rashi says, and also according to Chazal, that it says, "Vayakom Bil'am baboker vayachbosh et atono." So Chazal say, you are ata rasha, you are evil because Abraham was before you already. He did this already. Okay, yes. Okay, so Judy, can you continue? 22.
And God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Lord placed himself in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him.
Like Abraham.
Okay, I will stop you here, sorry. Because what do you think about it? Look at 22 and look at 20 and 20. I will try to do it.
עוד אחד, עוד קצת.
Look at 20 and 22. What do you think? What I mean,
It seems like
It seems like a contradiction. Yeah.
exactly, a
definitely.
contradiction. Here he says, Kum lechitam, go with them, rise up, go with them. And here, Vayichar af Elohim ki olech. So what do you want, Elohim?
נכון? זה מה שראיתי קודם. יש
נכון,
contradiction.
נכון, Rivka, you saw it. Yeah, I know. Okay. So what do you think? Why is this contradiction, as Sharon said? Why is this?
It's not a contradiction.
Okay.
Because God told him, if the men come to call you, rise up and go with them. They didn't come to call him. He went because he wanted to go, period. Finish.
יפה.
He was in too much of a hurry.
מה? Very nice, Ginny. רגע, Adina, what?
He was in too much of a hurry.
So as also Yossi said, so he wanted his money and he wanted too much to go. Okay, maybe something like that. Okay, now what I read about it is also that the fact that he didn't say why, he didn't say the other part of what God told him to say. He didn't say, I will go, but I am not going to curse these people because it is blessed. He didn't say it. And what I read about it, that this is why God is angry. But the text is not clear about it.
Well, it could also be that God's tone is different about going. There's well, it's not so famous a song as it was 30 years ago, but the lyric is, you told me to goodbye. How was I to know you didn't mean goodbye? Please don't let me go. People can say, get out of here with a different meaning.
Okay.
Ora, God, we don't say, God say, no, Amar to Bilam, if a new delegation will come, go with them. We don't know here that the delegation came.
Yeah, this is exactly what Ginny said.
יש פה הסתרה, יש פה הסתרה.
נכון.
Yes.
This is what
So he came בבוקר, rose in the morning, and halach without delegate. The delegation here didn't come.
Yes.
התבטאתי?
Yeah. So we understood, if I try to conclude all what you said, we understood that he wanted a little bit too much to go. And also with all of the reasons that you said, maybe money, maybe honor and all that. And maybe God was angry because he didn't say the essence that the people is not to be cursed.
The condition is not, יש פה condition, אם האנשים יבואו, והוא לא קיים את זה, בלעם.
Okay, so maybe רגע, Sharon is not He's not here. So, okay, Judith, can you continue? Maybe until 24, and then we will give to someone else.
Okay, no problem. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his sword drawn in his hand, and the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a hollow way between the vineyards, a fence being on this side and a fence on that side.
Thank you. Sharon, can you continue? 25 to 30.
And the ass saw the angel. Can you hear me? Yeah,
It's a
and
shame.
the ass saw the angel of the Lord, and she thrust herself unto the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord, and she lay down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with his staff.
Just a
And the
moment.
Lord,
Okay.
and the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, what have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me with these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in my hand, for now I had killed thee. And the ass said unto Balaam, am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast written all thy life long unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, nay. Or
Thank you.
nay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
Chazak.
Chazak, yeah, it's very strong, this story.
The Aton is more intelligent, more connected to the God than.
Yeah. What do you think about it? I mean, the ass, the ass was like between the angel and her master, right? And she decided to do what the angel said and not what her master said. So this is why I think, Rivka, you're saying that she was intelligent.
Not even intelligent, and God separate him from Bilam, and Bilam didn't see the angel, the Aton.
So you mean
he's more connected to God than Bilam, because
she could see the angel.
Yes,
okay.
and because why? Because Bilam didn't lo asa what God, the condition, lo shamer al condition של אלוהים, אז הוא נענש.
Okay.
God made Bilam blind in his soul.
Yeah.
Nachon.
Yeah.
Nachon. You're right. Any other comments?
Oh, it's what we see here, that the abilities of Bilam, they are comes from God. They are not belong to Bilam, and if God wanted, he can give those abilities for the Aton.
Yeah.
To Bilam,
so God is managing everything here.
Yes.
Right. I don't think that the ass is being given a choice. I think he's just another puppet that God is manipulating, just as he's manipulating Balaam. What's his name? Balaam. He's manipulating the entire situation. It's not like the ass has a choice.
Yes, the ass does. But she, well, according to 27, she chose something. She and the ass saw the angel, and she lay down under Bilam, although Bilam, איך אומרים, מיכה אותה, smote her.
Hit her.
Hit her, תודה. Hit her, כן. So she, yeah, it looks like God is managing everything here, but it's like in the story of Yonah also.
Yes.
Okay,
Ora,
Ken,
the S was the ability to speak.
נכון.
החמור מדבר. At that moment, he got something magic or something blessed from the God to speak
Yes,
with
נכון.
בלעם. זה מעניין.
כן.
I don't know if
נכון.
I don't know if the Bible will have another situation.
I don't think that we have another.
The animals
talking
speak.
Of course, excuse me, of course, the snake spoke with
Ganeden.
The
Ganeden.
snake speak, the snake also, yes, you are.
Oh, about an animal that speaks? I think we have.
That speak in the Bible, the snake too, yes.
Okay. Why do we have this story here? Why? I mean, we could just go and. I mean, what do you need? What do we need all this story about the S and the angel? About the hitting and the S and.
To tell us that the God
is managing everything.
Conquer, not conquer. Control everything. To show us that God, I think, control everything.
Yes.
Is ruling.
Okay. So God is ruling, God is managing, God is בסדר. God is.
I think that is about all the people from the way of Israel people that they are going there. They are afraid from Israel, so it's very emphasized this.
It emphasizes the fact that you should not get like what Adina said earlier.
The writer of this
don't mess with this God.
Yeah.
Want to glorify God. The writer wanted to glorify.
So yeah, okay. So God. I have what I read about it. I have another maybe suggestion of how to read this. I mean, it's not. I mean, all what you said is, of course, is maybe in the first thought that comes out, but also the story of the ass and her behavior, and it's like the dilemma of Bil'am with the request from Balak and the commandment from God. Balak is in between two powers, okay, maybe, but not Balak, Bil'am. Bil'am is in one side, he has the Balak that wants him to come and curse and all that, and he will get a lot of money and famous and all that. And in the other side, he has God that put pressure on him, okay, and he's in dilemma. Now the S can be a metaphor for that dilemma of Bil'am, because in one side she has her master that doesn't see anything and keeps hitting her, and on the other side she has the angel that can't let her pass through. And when things are getting even more, when the story is proceeding, the way of the S is gets narrow, more and more narrow.
Okay.
In here in 24, a fence from here and a fence on that side, and gader mizeh vegader mizeh. So the way is going narrow, so it can be read as a metaphor for the situation of Bil'am, that he goes, he will have to choose this or that. what to do.
The time of his decision is narrow.
Can the time, and even, yeah, he will have to
Decide.
and it's good for him to decide like what the S decided. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. John, I think you didn't read, נכון? So 31 to 35.
Okay.
Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam.
Then the Lord uncovered Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, his drawn sword in his hand. Thereupon he bowed right down to the ground. The angel of the Lord said to him, "Why have you beaten your ass these 3 times? It is I who came out as an adversary, for the errand is obnoxious to me. And when the ass saw me, she shied away because of me those 3 times. If she had not shied away from me, you are the one I should have killed while sparing her." Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I erred because I did not know that you were standing in my way. If you still disapprove, I will turn back." But the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but you must say nothing except what I tell you." So Balaam went on with Balak's dignitaries.
Thank you. Okay, so here we have he was blind earlier, but now he can see. And again, it's, as you said, it's God that managing here everything. By the way, you see the word chatati in Hebrew, but it's I have seen, right?
Mhm.
So I looked it up, and in Bereshit, in Genesis, we have the word chatati only, I think I didn't write it, but I think it's 4 times only, and only not a person from the people of Israel. We have it from Paro said it twice, chatati, when with the 10 plagues. Okay, Paro said it twice, and then Bilham, and I don't remember the first time, but only, but what we have in Genesis, and
maybe Avimelech, Avimelech told that God.
Yes, זהו. תודה רבה. Avimelech said, yes. Avimelech in Genesis, in Paro twice in Shemot, and then Bil'am in Numbers. But what we do have, it's the word Hatanu, as the people of Israel, when they said many times in Exodus and Vaikra and Numbers, Hatanu, we have seen, and we saw it also last few times. That's just something that I noticed. Okay, we still have a few more minutes, and I really want to finish this. So who wants to read more to 36 to the end?
36.
41.
36.
Judy, you want to continue?
When Balak heard that.
Judy will read us.
36 to 41.
Ken, at the soft, Ken.
When Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at Ir Moab, which is on the Arnon border at its farthest point. Balak said to Balaam, "When I first sent to invite you, why didn't you come to me? Am I really unable to reward you?" But Balaam said to Balak, "And now that I have come to you, have I the power to speak freely? I can utter only the word that God puts into my mouth." Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiryat Huzot. Balak sacrificed oxen and sheep and had them served to Balaam and the dignitaries with him. In the morning, Balak took Balaam up to Bamobal. From there, he could see a portion of the people.
Okay, so from there, thank you. From there, he could see the people. So this is the first time that Bilam sees the people that he should curse. This is according to, okay. So actually, next chapter will be about the, you know, all the cursing that turned out to be blessings and all the many. Well, we will read it. We read the story. Any comments about this?
One time, Bilam talked to God, Elohim, Yehovah, and one time on the Bamot. So he has no God. He don't know who is his God.
רגע.
פעם אחת הוא שואל את אלוהים, הוא מכבד והוא רק מה שאלוהים יגיד לו, אדוני.
נכון.
ופעם אחת הוא עולה פה על במות. על הבמות זה המזבח של בן באור.
So what do you say? So he doesn't have any God? So he doesn't have, so what did you say? So he doesn't
מה שאני חושבת, I think, who is his God? One time here, one time there.
Very interesting.
He's a magician of what? Of nothing.
He's magician to all that pays more.
Parve. He is a parve magician.
I mean, yeah, but you're right. You know, it's not very clear of what, and I think it's, look how many times he repeats the thing that only what God will tell him, will tell me.
Yes,
what God, and all of a sudden, Vayaleu Bamot Baal. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's about believing in one God. So also gods know that there are another gods in the world.
Yes. So you have to believe in one God, but you can change.
Yeah.
Now, if he said God, it's okay, Elohim. But he said Adonai Elohim Israel, very specific to God.
Yeah. I think Bilam knows exactly what God he's talking to and who is the God that came to him. Yes.
He knows.
He's basically an Atzma'i.
Ma? Sorry?
He's basically an Atzma'i.
Yeah. He's a freelance.
And it's written Vayal Misham Ktseam. It's the Ktseam. It's about the people that they are in the Bashulaim,
in the margins.
Yeah. So they are the people that don't behave like God want. So maybe he thought that maybe God will allow him to Lekarel.
Okay, I'm trying to see what Rashi said about this, about number one, about 41. Vayar misham ktseh ha'am.
If I remember, this is what Rashi said.
So I don't find it. I just say that as Rivka said, it's עבודה זרה במות.
כן.
אנחנו יודעים, אז זה המוזרות. אני רוצה להיזכר איך...
No, I think really, it's like what I don't remember. He's a freelance, and the one that pays more, he goes with him and talks about his God, and that's all.
I'm curious about the whole episode of the ass and the angel, because it's not actually necessary to the narrative in any way. It doesn't advance it. It's the same narrative without it. And I wonder if that's just a folk tale, like some of Aesop's folk tales get worked into literature, that somebody said, let's throw it in here.
Yes, and this is what found about it, that it's like, as you said, it's not necessary, but it's a nice metaphor to show the situation of the stress situation of Bilam, that is between two forces.
Mhm.
That just mashal.
But it's- Yeah.
כן, Adina. כן.
Yeah, but it's, later, I mean, right after that, when Balaam is able to see the angel, and
Yeah.
then the angel says to him, essentially, it's a good thing the ass was there and shied away from me, because if your ass was not there, I would have killed you.
מה?
Here it's 32, 33. ותראני האתון ותת לפניי, אולי נתתם פניי, כי אתה גם פה.
Like the ass was like a buffer between the angel and Balaam. Because and you took out, why are you taking out your anger on the ass? Because if she hadn't been there, I would have taken out my anger on you. I would have killed you. But because the ass was there, I didn't kill you, because she knew enough to try to stay away from me.
Yeah, this is what the angel, it's like the angel saying.
Yes, the angel saying to Balaam afterwards, when it comes to pass that Balaam can see the angel.
And why would he kill him? Because he went? Why do you think he wanted to kill him?
Because the angel says, I didn't want to do this job. It's unpleasant to me to do this job, and I'm angry that I was sent on this job, and I would have just killed you, and then I could go home.
So the angel it's just he didn't want to do this job, but the angel speaks as in the name of God. So I thought it's not exactly that I didn't want to do this job. He just I'm still angry with you that you went, and be careful to say what I will tell you to say, something like that.
I didn't understand. מה עושה פה השטן?
This is, I think it's all a theater, which God is the manager.
נכון, yeah.
It just made me think of, which is absolutely unrelated, but a long time ago, I was in a play in a community theater. I was in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And the character I played was Mary, and she says, talking about the one she likes, who's J. Pierpont Finch, who's the star of the show. And they're starting to have a relationship. And she says to her girlfriends, I don't care if he completely ignores me, as long as he pays a little attention. So it's like, listen to me, but that's not really what I wanted you to do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Actually, our time is up. We are a bit even late. So we will keep on through this story next week. Ken, next class is next week. Okay, because of that. אז Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, thank you very much.
Shabbat Shalom.
God. Bye.
Thank you too.
Thank you.